We have with us Dr. Tariq Mahmood joining us from Durham University, UK. He will be talking about advancing arbitration in ADR practices. It is a great honor to introduce Dr. Tariq Mahmood. Dr. Mahmood is an international mediator arbitrator counsel. Previously, he led arbitration in ADR practice at 33 Bedford Row, London. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. He also serves as a visiting professor at Durham University and has also lectured globally on effective dispute resolution mechanisms. With expertise in international trade, commercial disputes, and cross-border arbitration, Dr. Mahmood has advised governments and corporations worldwide. I would now request Dr. Tariq Mahmood to share his thoughts, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to be part of this wonderful discussion on the very timely topic of legislative reforms, investment protection, and dispute resolution under CPEC. I am extremely grateful to the Center for Chinese Legal Studies and specifically Professor Skandar Shah for the kind invite. I wrote an article in the Pakistani newspaper called The News in 2020, where I wrote an article which was entitled COVID-19, CPEC, and the Future of ADR in Pakistan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask the question, since 2020, has the government of Pakistan, has Pakistan in itself taken strides in terms of development within the ADR arena? I would say that certainly over the last couple of years, I have witnessed strides in the form of the Federal Judicial Academy, where I taught on the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators mediation program. I think it was in 2023, where we taught the first batch of mediators. And there has been great initiative and support from the judiciary in Pakistan to have more qualified mediators in order to reduce the backlog. Now, we have two visionary giants within the ADR arena who have supported ADR, who have ensured that they have been advocates of ADR, and I'm talking about the one and only Justice Mansoor Ali Shah and Justice Jawad. And I recall Justice Jawad wrote a judgment back in 2020 where he addressed certain concerns regarding a CPEC matter. CPEC was considered, if we go back 5 years, 10 years ago, it was the talk of the town. It was the initiative that would change the fortunes of Pakistan. 68 billion pound was invested, and it was compared to the Marshall Plan of the United States post-Europe. And what we have seen is, in order for businesses to have confidence, they need to ensure that there are effective alternative dispute resolution measures in place within Pakistan. And we have the benefit of very recently signing up to the Singapore Convention. That in itself will ensure that there is an ease of business between companies operating from Pakistan or companies that operate with Pakistan. What I would urge and what I have seen is that we have a number of newly established institutions. Okay, one can't compare that to the likes of the Chartered Institute or DIAC or SIAC, but certainly we have seen over the last couple of years in arbitral institutions that have been set up specifically geared to provide arbitral solutions. And what I would urge is that we need to have a system, a number of schemes similar to those that have been operated by the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. When at the onset of COVID, great leaps were taken by the Chartered Institute to have these business schemes where businesses could resolve disputes outside the courts through arbitration, through small arbitration schemes. So any dispute that was under 50,000 or 100,000, it would go into the small business or medium business scheme, resolved by a sole arbitrator, and the matter would be resolved in 60 days. At that point, the need arose because of COVID. The courts were closed, there was a backlog, and it's only now that we have established online platforms that can deal with online hearings. It was very rare pre-COVID that we would have a trial that would be online or hearings that would be online. So what I would urge is that we have schemes similar to the business schemes that have been operated by the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators in the United Kingdom, similar schemes to be operated in Pakistan. So if businesses want to resolve disputes that are under, say, 2 crore rupees or 3 crore rupees, they can be dealt with under the small scheme rather than having to wait several years appearing before the court or going through, say, one of the other institutions where it will take longer. What we have seen also is development in terms of expedited arbitration rules. And certainly, I've written a chapter on how institutions have adopted expedited arbitration rules within the MENA region. And I would urge that we need to have expedited arbitration rules, small arbitration schemes operating from Pakistan. We need to have dispute resolution clauses that say these matters will be resolved through these various schemes. This will allow businesses to have confidence that matters will be resolved expeditiously, but also at the same time, it will build business confidence within the community. And we know the judiciary is backing ADR. We know the judiciary is enforcing arbitral awards. So we are very pro arbitration within Pakistan. And I hope that we can take the necessary steps to ensure that CPEC in itself thrives, but also at the same time, we now have the relevant mediators, we have the institutions. We need to now adopt these expedited arbitration rules. We need to have these small schemes operating in practice, having those clauses in place, ready to resolve disputes. I hope this was an insightful position that I've adopted in terms of urging to have small arbitration schemes operating from Pakistan and also expedited arbitration rules to be adopted. But I congratulate the government of Pakistan. I congratulate the judiciary, especially Justice Jawad and Mansoor Ali Shah, for their great efforts in bringing ADR to the forefront and supporting for championing ADR. Thank you.